What's up, fam? What's going on, YouTube? Well, today we got a day, just some information here that I'm going to fulfill you in. As you all can see, I don't have all the bikes here. The Diavel is no longer here. Where is it? Where could it be? It got repoed, okay? I bought all this shit and can't afford it. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, believe it or not, the Diavel has been in the shop for about the last week or so. Ducati has actually had it. So this is more of just a Ducati update. The X Diavel, what had happened is I was driving it on my way to work, and I noticed that the bike felt sluggish, almost like it was on engine brake, like how the Panigale has. And I kept giving the bike gas, and all of a sudden, I kept giving it gas, and it felt sluggish. And then when I let off the gas, the bike came to a extremely fast halt. So when I got off and I smelled the funny smell of hot clutch and brake, and brake pad, I'm like, maybe it's a semi-truck here around me, that recently slammed on its brakes. No. It was my rear brake locking up. Somehow, I don't know. I really didn't investigate it because that's not my job when it has a warranty. Even though I could figure it out very easily, I just don't care to when it has a warranty. Because when your shit has a warranty, you just don't care. The unfortunate part was that it kind of left me stranded on the road for 30 minutes, but no problem. We were able to get it over to the dealer, which was right down the street anyway. So somehow, I don't know if the caliper seized up, something happened with the brake pad, something happened with the master cylinder. I did notice that with the plunger in the master, that you had to press down a large amount to have the rear brake being applied. Now, I guess it has been known in the Ducati forums and in the in the Ducati community that the X Diavel and the standard Diavel don't have the greatest back brake, so you have to apply a lot of pressure on them to get them to lock up or anything like that if you're trying to slide and turn off all the ABS and stuff and have a little fun. But me just driving around and stuff, it shouldn't lock up. So basically, Ducati recognized the problem. I took it back to the dealer in Pompano, Two Wheels dealers. Make sure you check them out if you need a Ducati. And they took care of it, they put everything in, Ducati approved it, so just going to replace the entire, rear brake system. The master, the reservoir, the lines, the calipers, the pads, the rotors, because it was all shot, the rotor was glazed, from me riding on it and the brakes consistently being applied. So, was it, the rotor looked cool after, but obviously because it was glazed, from the massive amounts of heat that was being applied, because who knows how long the brakes were being applied. I just noticed when it really started to go, when I couldn't really give the bike any more gas, and I'm like, something's wrong. This shouldn't, I shouldn't be having to give this much gas to make the bike go forward. Oh, look, I see something out of the corner of my eye. Look, y'all. You can see my cat. She came in here to do a little speed bug footage. But anyway, so that's the big update here on the X Diavel. So I still do have it. I used to ride it to work all the time rather than taking Snow White. Saved me a little bit on gas, and then the fact that obviously I love to ride the bike. So everything else is pretty good. The Beamer, still the king, still hasn't broken. Still sitting over there. I took that to work the other day. It's the first time I've ridden it in probably a good month or so. Still have the Panigale V4, and of course the Groms and the cars are still here. So again, as you saw in my last video, I haven't been making as many videos solely because I have been house hunting. And I'm pretty sure I've narrowed down the house. Unfortunately, in South Florida, that if there's money involved or, rather larger estates, if you still tend to live, in South Florida, anywhere with a 3 and 4 car garage, most of those houses, and I would say like 99% of them, are all unfortunately have to do with an HOA, and the 3 and the 4 car garage is the most important thing. So the new house, I've narrowed it down, I've picked it out. Just waiting for the final things to go through, and we'll finally have the larger garage. Unfortunately, it still has an HOA, but I scouted the community, scouted everything, and hopefully they're nowhere near as strict or anything like this. I've checked the bylaws, but you know, with an HOA, you know, anything is possible. But again, until you move to like Central Florida or Northern Florida or even the West Coast, I'm kind of, you know, shit out of luck. Even all the way out west, you know, I looked, you know, Weston, and it's just too far from work, and it just wouldn't be ideal to have all of that at the moment. So I don't think I'll probably stay here in South Florida here forever, or Southeast Florida forever. But for right now, I'm enjoying it, and I'm in, you know, and I'm gonna enjoy it, and I'm gonna live with it. So look at this little creeper. Hey, what are you doing? So other than that, everything else is pretty good, and we're just going to keep the ball rolling and going. So more Ducati V4 content's coming. You know, I really wanted to, I've only made 1 or 2 videos here with the Diavel, and I've only had it for maybe about a week or so before it broke. Go ahead, you know, you're non-Ducati fanboy, say they're a money pit and they're a piece of shit because it broke already. Hey, you know what? Shit happens. It's a machine. You know, they're going to break sometimes, and it is what it is. So if you don't want your shit to break, don't buy shit. So that's my philosophy. But again, this is just more of an update, just more of me vlogging and rambling. So if y'all like what you saw, don't forget to check out my other videos here on the Speedbug channel. You can also catch me here on YouTube. I do post periodic updates on there. Same name here as YouTube, the Speedbug. And we will see you here for another episode here shortly here on the Speedbug channel. Deuces, y'all. Ride safe.